Hello, my dear friends. I want to share my story with you, a story that began when I was still a little boy. When I was a child, I spent every summer at my grandmother's house in the countryside. Her cozy home was simple: a wooden gate, lavender by the doorstep, and a bench that creaked when you sat on it. But for me, it was a magical place. A place where fresh bread filled the air, where sunlight reflected off glass bottles filled with herbal brews, and where the herbs themselves seemed to speak. My grandmother was a herbalist, not the kind who lectures at conferences, but the kind who knew exactly when mint would calm the stomach, when agrimony would cleanse a wound, and when wild thyme would bring peace to the soul. And when I once asked her as a child, "What are all these herbs for?" she looked at me and said, "Because sometimes nature knows more than doctors do, but you have to learn how to feel it and listen." And so, from a very young age, she taught me how herbs work and how to use them. Every day we walked into the forest, across the meadow, down to the stream. She taught me how to recognize the purpose, the scent, and the touch of every plant. And I loved learning, because this wasn't learning like in school. This was learning with the heart, in nature itself. Years passed. I moved to the city, studied, lived my own life, but something stayed within me, that quiet voice of nature. So I returned to herbs. I educated myself in medicine. I read, experimented, mixed herbs. People started asking me for advice, first friends, then strangers. And somehow, without ever planning it, I became a herbalist. Then came the message that broke me. My grandmother was seriously ill. She had no strength left. Doctors didn't know what to do, and she seemed to have already accepted death. I came to see her. She was weak, but she smiled. In that moment, I understood that everything she had taught me finally made sense. I began searching. I found extracts and herbs that cleanse the blood, strengthen the immune system, remove excess fluids, and regenerate the body. I prepared drinks, compresses, ointments, and maybe it was luck, maybe it was willpower, maybe it was love. But my grandmother's health began to visibly improve, slowly, step by step, but clearly. And then one day, as we sat together on the bench under the apple tree, she said, "Thank you, Richard, for everything. I always knew you had this gift." Overwhelmed with gratitude, I took her hand, because she gave me the gift first, and I was finally able to give it back to her. Since then, I've been helping people, teaching them what she taught me, and whenever someone doubts that nature has the power to heal, I tell them her story. Because in every herb there is not only healing power, but sometimes the saving of a human life. And that is why, my friends, I decided to create this YouTube channel. I want to help people who are searching for answers where modern medicine no longer provides them. I want to share your stories, sad ones, powerful ones, hopeful ones, stories of healing, of faith, of herbs. If you have experienced a serious illness and are not afraid to share your story with others, please write to me. Your identity will never be revealed. You will always remain anonymous, but your story could help save someone else's life. Send your story to healstories.care@gmail.com. The email address is also in the video description, because sometimes your story can become a remedy, an answer, or a warning for someone else. So, my dear friends, send your videos or write your story by email. And when I have enough stories, I will share them on this YouTube channel. Until the next video, stay healthy.